Well, friends, I'm back for part 2. It is the next day. I've had class this morning. And I just have to say that God is so faithful and He's so good and He loves us so much that we just step out in these little acts of obedience, listening to the nudge of His Holy Spirit and what He speaks to our heart. And we don't have to know what we're doing. I have no clue what I'm doing most of the time. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. But what I do know is that I trust the one who does know what He's doing 100% of the time. And if I'll just trust Him, He will lead and guide me, you know? And I want to be like a sail on a ship, that where if His breeze is blowing this way, I just want to yield to that breeze and go that way. If His spirit or His wind of His spirit is going that way, I want to go that way, because my heart's desire is the closest, most sweet intimacy that I can have with the lover of my soul. I would continue to be in that place of connection to Him, so that my life and the fruit of my life, everything, my thoughts, my words, my actions, do honor to Jesus, do honor to what it is that He gave for me. And the more I go His direction, the more He unveils and reveals as far as answers go. So I don't have to know the answers, but if I can trust the one who holds the answers as I go along, everything will make sense. It's when we get out of His will that things go wacky tabacky. And the older I get, I said that word again. Urgh. I know. I should get a rubber band and just, I do have one here, but it doesn't hurt. I need one that hurts. Snap it when I do that. I have to create a new habit. Getting back on track. When we go the direction He goes, He teaches us. He teaches us about Him, more depth into Him and His heart and His love, and about ourselves. And if there's one thing I'm passionate about, I know for sure it's establishing the weight of His heart in the heart of the one. That brings us to today. So in class today, we had Leslie Crandall, who her heart, the way her and her husband Tom burn for the gospel, man, I love it. It makes my baby jump. And she was picking up that there's a lot of weariness in our class today. And so she just listened and went with the nudge of the Holy Spirit, what I call it, and ended up bringing us all into this beautiful place of rest and peace in Him. And she was reminding us that when we try to do anything for God, or even in our lives, and we're walking this walk out, if we try to do anything outside of being connected to His love, it leads to burnout and exhaustion. The key is to remain plugged in. And we remain plugged in by being intentional about our relationship with Him. Just like we are, any relationship that we care about, we're going to be intentional about nurturing it and caring for it, tenderly stewarding our lives in such a way that reflects that we care about a person. And the first one that we want to make sure that we're doing that with is our relationship with Him, because that's where everything else flows. I don't want to get on a rabbit trail right now, but what I want to talk about is the part 2 from yesterday. So I was sharing how I heard that song, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. And I felt the invitation is that we would be able to sit with Jesus and ask Him, is there something that you're asking me to do, but I won't do it? And if there is, show it to me. And show me if there's something in my heart that needs healing, something that needs attention. And then show me, God, what it is that you want to do in me, so that I will walk that out, because I want to please you, because I love you. I want to do anything, even if I don't understand it, even if it's scary, even if it feels like my whole world is going to fall apart, and even if it means suffering. Where did I write it down at? In Peter, it says, where did I write it? I have all these notes because I've just been really sitting with God on some things. Anyway, it talks about that if we're going to follow him, we are going to feel pain. Where's it at? We're going to suffer. 1 Peter 2:21, God called you to do good, even if it means suffering. And if we are ambassadors of Christ and he's asking us to do a thing, pray especially. We want to make sure that that we just do it and just trust him, and trust him to do it through us. It's not by our own might, it's not by our own power, but it's by his strength that we're able to do anything. And anything that we do, anything that we do that's not connected to love is in vain. It says that in the Bible too, that it's like filthy rags. So what do? We just do it. We do it anyway. So I pray anyway. And today, what the Lord connected for me was that if I'll pray from a place of connection to his love, it won't hurt the same as it was hurting while I was doing it. Because I was like, Lord, every time I pray for this specific person, that they will get their deliverance, it hurts me personally so much because I am remembering. And the Lord's like, okay, it's okay. I said, teach me how. And he said, this is how. Connect to my heart. Let me bring you into a place of rest. And remember, my life verse is, where's it at? My life verse is from, I had it open to Hosea. I can tell when the Lord has me on one of those beautiful heavenly scavenger hunts that he's really wants to communicate his love. And it might feel hard sometimes, but he wants, it's all because of his love. My life verse, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. This is Luke 4:18 and 19. For he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor, and he has sent me to proclaim that captives will be released and the blind will see, that the oppressed will be set free, and that the time of the Lord's favor has come. Isaiah 61:1 talks about healing the brokenhearted and binding up their wounds. And it tells how that's what Jesus would come to do, and that's what Jesus came to do. And then we walk as he walks. So when we do that, we are actually doing what it is that Jesus did. And we are his ambassadors. So prayer is one of the most powerful ways that we can do that for people. We can pray, and then what God does in us, even if we don't see anything change, there's something changing here. And that's what really matters. Because the more I change in here, the more effective I'll be in love to the world around me. And isn't that why we're here anyway? To bring the lost and the brokenhearted to Jesus? I don't know, just a thought. Thanks, friends.